Okay, we're back here and let's look into something fantastic now. The reason why some of these workbooks are being produced through agents. And you'll see there's this icon here of a little robot. If I click on this, I'll get some information about the MCP server behind Zinc. And an MCP server, as you may know, is kind of an API that defines how you can interact with this application. So as opposed to the whole past 30 years of internet access where we're preventing bots to go into our apps, in this case we're pushing agents to go into our apps and work on our behalf. And this is done through a secure access in our Sync workbook, so you can configure your cloud interface cloud desktop to work with your settings without opening up that to the public. So what I need to do is to copy this snippet here, and then I'm going to fire up my Claude, and I'm going to get a bit technical now because I need to go here to my settings and then go to developer, and it tells me here I need to edit config, and it's a file. If I double click here, it's going to be opened with anti-gravity. So let's see what I have here. I think I can replace this. Need to be careful with the format, otherwise it will throw an error. Yeah, I did a mistake already. Let me just do this the easy way. I'm going to paste this here, just copy this between these two brackets and then delete these. There it is, got formatted. And now I come over here, I close and relaunch, and it's going to be working. Let me just close this, not needed. And there it is. So how do I test this? Let's test this in a very simple way. I have my workbooks here. So I have, let's say I have this untitled workbook, and then I can come over here and I have the grant edit access link. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to ask Claude to tell me what is in here. And let's see if it catches that it can have the access to the MCP. So it's going to be opening perhaps a browser. This is a sync document. It's an empty document. It's gathering the information. It's able to read it. And as you saw, this comes out of directly reading the document. So let me ask, can you produce here content for linear algebra, matrix multiplications is the topic. And let's see if I can see it working in real time. So it's asking for permissions, so we're going to be needing to babysit the process here. And if you work with Claude Code, you can just launch with dangerous permissions open and let it rip and build your content. So that'll be all the content. It has one of the endpoints is batch action, so it can start setting up many blocks and then pass them over instantly to the workbook. And this workbook is live, so you can, if your students are coming into the workbook and then you ask Claude Code to work on that, you'll see that it starts working, and there it is. It's what is matrix multiplication, and it comes with a definition. It's using correctly the math notation and providing a step by step. Let me just open my camera to show you how proud I am of this workbook and the connection with the agent. And then you see it start explaining how do you run these multiplications, multiplying a row by column. Then non-commutative example, multiplying matrices. So this is just beautiful. And then it has a problem. Can you multiply? And it has a collapsible here. Doesn't have any content. Maybe it's not catching correctly this. Let's see, I'm missing here some instructions. Indent block. Yeah, probably I can help it here by just copying this and putting it here. Yeah. No. There it is. And then I just delete this one, and I can have this answer, so you can kind of collapse them and delete this. And then I can put this in reveal mode, and then I'm going to start my lecture. Bring again Firefox here as a demo student that comes into my workbook, and then we're going to start talking about matrix multiplication, and here we go, step by step, paragraph by paragraph on this end, and I can move on with my keys as well, or scroll and start explaining things, and at some point I can say, listen, we want to focus on certain block or another. So this is the new sync. We're going to be preparing to put this in your hands, and I think it's going to be amazing, not only for individual professors, teachers, people presenting, but also for institutions who want to have a whole instructional design capacity building massively this content. Now let me show you some other crazily amazing examples. The one that comes is, for me, it was mind-blowing, and I follow one of my favorite channels, Nate B. Jones, and today he's got a very long video that was 30 minutes. Okay, my attention span cannot go beyond that. And I tried to go through the whole video because it was amazingly interesting. And then I decided to build a workbook to understand how the process was. It was based on having the YouTube video dragged into Claude Code or Claude. Then Claude went into the browser and got the transcript with the timestamps. And we can configure our videos as well to support start and end markers. So out of the transcription, it started gathering information for all of these paragraphs, and if I click on specific section, this section is playing from one timestamp to another. And then if I go, let's just look at this. This is another table that relates to that section of the video. If I click here, you see it starts ahead, and it means I can go into the whole workbook and pick the things that I want to. So doing that in YouTube is a bit complicated. You need to be, checking the description of the video. It's very, very few points where you can log in to try to see where if a certain segment is relevant or not, or the chapter is relevant or not. And in this case, you can browse around and say, okay, this is grabbing my attention. Custom TPU chips. This is something I want to know, and then you can click and see that part of the video. Of course, this depends on having a video that has a transcript that is reasonable, and preferably also split in chapters. But the way this works in an automated way is just amazing. Then there's the 6 type of difficult problems, and it's split here in a table. So you can listen to Nate telling you that, but you can also see the table and understand that. Let's see if I can drag a bit of the format here so that the table flows and looks a bit more well formatted there. And then at the end you have a comprehension check. It's not adding options yet because it's work in progress. But imagine you can grab a video and then produce a whole lesson in a few minutes with these tools. So this is what I'm working on now, And for me, the important aspect is how do we build AI native applications that really use all of these things. Now, let me just be a bit more indiscreet here. Sync is integrating with some other technologies that we are launching, and specifically there's a framework I'm working on that has enabled amazing speed building these things. And you'll see some of the examples that we have here. You saw this one coming from an embed system. This is coming actually from that platform. I'm going to be talking about the framework in another video. But basically this is built with a framework that I launched open source that is called Novoid. Novoid. Here it is. And the idea of Novoid is how would a framework look like if it was not designed for humans but designed for AI agents or for LLMs. And this is Novoid. And among the amazing things that we have here is the level of compression that your app can have, and the time to put that online. It's just crazy. I mean, the concept behind this framework is to use or kind of shortcut all of the things we use on React or on Svelte or Vue, the platforms I've been using for Sync for the last years, and then just kind of produce a single page that works perfectly, and it's just very close to the metal, let's say, using what's available on your browser. So the fact is that this new Sync application, in terms of the bundle size, is 100th times. It's 100th of the regular size of a Sync build. What does that mean? It means that you can share your QR code and you'll get instant access for your students. It's not going to overload your internet at all. If you have thousands of people coming into your workbook, now this is extremely fast. And with the Sync feature that we have going in such little way, also the messages that we're broadcasting are very efficient, and they can synchronize instantly with people that are going into your workbook on the order of thousands of people if you want to. We'll keep working on that. I'll keep updating most of these blogs, and I look forward also to explore opportunities as well with partners, with companies that would like to have this for their instructional design departments, universities, schools, every type of capability that you have in the educational sector, as well as other segments. You could use Sync for other purposes. Doesn't need to be necessarily just educative. And let me show you an example. In this example, I'm actually using Sync to have a control of what blocks are missing from our different platforms. So we had Sync Lite, we have Athena, we have Blux, and this one version with Novoid, we're controlling what's happening with all these blocks. What do we want to bring over here? What's the challenge here, if it's planned or not? And I can also act here directly or ask the LLM to intervene here. And so while it is working, it can also come back to this document, and instead of working on a separate artifact or some other document that's local, you can work on a published document that's online with your team, and then it means the agent goes into the document, works on that, but also you can also go there, and the whole team can also go here and control some of the aspects. So it's going back and forth. It's a common point of collaboration with your agents. So gonna go now, but we'll keep posting updates